My name is Margaret Thompson, and I'm 68 years old. If you're reading this, it's because I've decided to share the nightmare that's defined my life for the past 25 years, a story of betrayal, murder, and the kind of revenge that doesn't come with fireworks or dramatic showdowns, but with quiet, calculated justice. It all started in a small town in upstate New York, the kind of place where everyone knows your name, your business, and your family's secrets. Or so I thought. But some secrets are buried so deep they fester like poison, waiting for the right moment to surface. Let me take you back to 1998. I was 43 then, married to my high school sweetheart, Jack Thompson, a hardworking mechanic who owned a garage on Main Street in Elmwood. We had 2 sons, our eldest, Ethan, who was 22 and studying engineering at Cornell University, and our younger, Lucas, who was 17 and a bit of a troublemaker, always skipping school, hanging with the wrong crowd, but nothing we couldn't handle, or so we believed. Jack and I had built a comfortable life. Our house was a cozy colonial on Maple Lane, with a big backyard where the boys had grown up playing baseball and climbing trees. I worked as a librarian at the local public library, organizing story hours for kids and recommending books to the townsfolk. Life was simple, predictable, the American dream in a small-town wrapper. Ethan was the light of our lives. He was kind, ambitious, always helping his dad in the garage on weekends, tinkering with engines and dreaming of designing cars one day. Lucas, on the other hand, was jealous. It started small. Arguments over chores, complaints that Ethan got more attention, more praise. Jack and I dismissed it as sibling rivalry. "Boys will be boys," Jack would say, clapping Lucas on the back. But deep down, I saw the resentment building in Lucas's eyes, especially when we talked about the family inheritance. Jack's parents had left us a modest estate, the garage, some savings, and a plot of land outside town worth about $150,000 back then. We planned to split it evenly between the boys when we passed. But Ethan, being the older one, often talked about using his share to start a business with his dad. One crisp October evening in 1998, everything shattered. Ethan didn't come home for dinner. He was supposed to drive back from Cornell for the weekend, but his old Ford pickup never pulled into the driveway. We called his dorm, no answer. Jack went out searching with some neighbors, checking the highways, the back roads. I stayed home with Lucas, who was unusually quiet, picking at his food and avoiding my eyes. "Did Ethan say anything to you?" I asked him. He shook his head. "Nah, Mom. Probably just running late." They found Ethan's body the next morning at the bottom of Raven's Gorge, a deep ravine about 5 miles from town. The police ruled it an accident. He'd gone for a hike, slipped on the wet leaves, fallen 80 feet to the rocks below. No foul play, they said. Jack and I were devastated. I cried for weeks, clutching Ethan's Cornell sweatshirt, smelling his cologne on it. Lucas seemed numb. He hugged me at the funeral, said all the right things, but there was something off. A coldness I chalked up to grief. Life moved on as it does. Lucas stepped up after Ethan's death. He finished high school, apprenticed at Jack's garage, eventually took it over when Jack's arthritis got bad. He married Sarah, a sweet nurse from the next town over, and they had 3 kids. We doted on our grandchildren, hosting barbecues in the backyard, Christmas dinners around the big oak table Jack had built himself. Lucas was the perfect son, attentive, helpful, always checking on us as we got older. "You two deserve to relax," he'd say, bringing groceries or fixing the leaky roof. Sarah would bake pies and say, "We're family. We take care of each other." But cracks started showing about 6 months ago, in the summer of 2025. Jack and I were both in our late 60s, thinking about retirement. We'd saved diligently, the garage had done well under Lucas, and we'd invested in some mutual funds. Plus, the land had appreciated to over $500,000. Total estate, around $1.2 million. Lucas suggested we update our will. "You never know. Dad, better to have everything squared away." Sarah nodded along. "We just want to make sure you're protected." We met with our lawyer, old Mr. Harlan, in town. Lucas pushed to be named sole executor, arguing he'd handle distributing to the grandkids fairly. "It'll be easier that way," he said. Jack agreed. He always trusted Lucas more after Ethan died, like he was making up for lost time. I had a nagging feeling, but I signed. Then things got weird. Lucas started dropping hints about selling the house. "It's too big for you two. What if you fall? We could find you a nice condo in Syracuse." Sarah chimed in. "And the land, it's just sitting there. We could develop it, make some money for the family." They visited more. but the conversations always circled back to money. One night after they left, I turned to Jack. "Doesn't this feel off? Like they're waiting for us to die?" Jack's face went pale. He sat me down at the kitchen table, hands shaking. "Margaret, there's something I never told you about Ethan." My heart stopped. "What?" He took a deep breath. "The night he died, I saw Lucas follow him out. They were arguing about money. Ethan had found out. Lucas was stealing from our savings. Small stuff at first, but it added up to thousands. Ethan confronted him at the gorge. I got there too late. Lucas pushed him, said it was an accident, that Ethan lunged at him. I believed him, or wanted to. I helped cover it up, told the police Ethan was alone. The room spun. My son, my baby boy, had killed his brother, and Jack had hidden it for 25 years. Why? I sobbed. Because he was our only son left. I couldn't lose both. But now, I think he's planning the same for us. The garage is in debt. Bad investments. He needs our money to bail himself out. We spent that night crying, planning. We couldn't go to the police without evidence. Jack would be charged as an accessory. Instead, we hired a private investigator quietly, using cash from a hidden account. The PI dug up dirt. Lucas owed $200,000 to loan sharks. Sarah knew about the debts, and they'd been researching accidental death insurance policies. The climax came last weekend. Lucas invited us for a family hike in the Adirondacks, a 90-foot cliff overlook, to celebrate your anniversary, he said. Sarah smiled too brightly. We went, but prepared. Hidden recorders in our pockets, the PI tailing us discreetly. At the cliff, it happened fast. Lucas' herd tripped, shoving Jack toward the edge. Sarah grabbed me, whispering, "It's for the best." Mom. We fought, tumbling over. As we fell, Jack yelled, "Play dead!" We landed on a ledge 30 feet down. Broken ribs. Cuts, but alive. Above, we heard Lucas and Sarah laughing. Finally, Lucas said, "The insurance and inheritance will cover everything." Sarah. 25 years overdue, just like with Ethan debt. The recorder caught it all. The PI called 911, rescued us. Police arrested Lucas and Sarah that night. The confession tape sealed it. Murder. Attempted murder, fraud. Lucas got life. Sarah. 25 years. Jack and I. We're healing. Sold the garage. Moved to Florida. The grandkids live with Sarah's sister. We visit. But from afar. Family isn't blood. It's trust. And revenge? It's watching justice from a beach chair. Sipping lemonade knowing the truth set us free.